have a confession. I am in the middle of a self-diagnosed hypomanic entrepreneur episode. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the 6 signs to know if you have this too and the 3 things to do about it. And yesterday, I noticed that I've been revved up for a couple days, meaning I am not getting tired. I just want to keep working nonstop on my business. And this morning I was journaling and trying to be introspective. And when I'm in these modes, I also don't want to meditate because I just want to go. I have these ideas. I want to do these things. And so this morning, as I was journaling, so whenever I have a hard time meditating, I journal. So at least I'm getting some kind of self-awareness and reflection. And I realized that I made 2 videos yesterday, had 6 calls, just was go, go, go. And then last night, I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to be doing things and I couldn't wait to wake up this morning and just go, go, go. And the reason I realized it was an issue is because I noticed myself getting really annoyed, secretly annoyed. I'm so thankful for my upbringing. Even though it was super strict, I have a lot of discipline and I have a rule of always be nice to people and make them feel good, not bad. But I've been feeling like things are holding me back and people are too slow. And I've had this feeling so often in my entrepreneur journey. And I'm like, I need to get a handle on this once and for all. And so Perplexity.ai has an upgraded version where it goes through peer-reviewed research papers if you tell it to, and it can really be helpful. It's also part of the new DeepSeek AI. Anyways, I had a conversation with it this morning, and I just told it how I was feeling. And it says, you have some of the traits of hypomania. I was like, oh, okay, let me see what hypomania is. And there's 6 symptoms of hypomania in entrepreneurs specifically. One of them is elevated energy and productivity. So you just aren't fatigued 60 to 80 hours a week and you're just not even tired and you're just focused and driven. Okay, check. Grandiose vision, overestimating market potential, such as this will revolutionize the industry, or pursuing multiple high-risk projects simultaneously. So I have not done anything, I don't want to say stupid, but let's just use the word. I haven't done anything stupid. Yeah, stupid's a good word. Ignorant. I haven't done anything ignorant in a while, thank goodness. But I'm remembering through my 25-year entrepreneur journey so many times where I would tell my brothers and Jathan, who's practically a brother to me, I would say, this is the most amazing idea in the world. And they would go for it with me and we would do it. And I would just think it was going to be the best thing ever. And then we would always follow through. We would always do what we said we were going to do, but they were never quite what I thought they were going to be. So some of the things that I did were just as amazing as I thought they would be. And I've been the first in my industry many times. And so this is also a superpower, and it's called adaptive hypomania, when these qualities are actually helping you innovate, be creative. And I wouldn't ever want to get rid of this side of myself. I enjoy it a lot. It's actually super exciting and fun. But you're going to hear about the downsides and what happens after a hypomanic episode pretty soon, and we'll get to that point. So haven't done any grandiose vision things in the last few days. However, I have been thinking my ideas are really, really brilliant, like more than usual. So I'm sharing way too much on here, but I'm making this video because I've noticed a lot of my entrepreneur friends also exhibit these same traits, and some of the consequences are pretty severe. So I think it's a very important topic to come out with and share and be vulnerable and honest about. The next one is the decreased need for sleep. So if you're operating on less than 5 hours of sleep for days, dismissing fatigue as unnecessary, or maybe even not even feeling tired. And for me, I prioritize sleep. I come from a nutrition and health background, but I'm lying awake wishing I was working and trying to force myself to sleep and I'm waking up every hour or 2 hours and I ask Alexa if it's 4 a.m. yet because 4 a.m. seems like a reasonable hour to wake up, which is the time I woke up this morning. You can hear me have the faster speech. I'm being self-aware, slowing myself down. But in this like episode that I'm having, I want to talk really fast and slow down. Okay. Oh, that's the next one. Rapid speech and idea generation, talking loudly and jumping in between topics. And I notice that I'm not finishing topics of thought. And the way that I'm noticing that is I'm editing my YouTube videos from yesterday. And I'm like, oh, there has to be some reworking of the content because I'll hop onto the next idea. I do that a lot anyways. And then heightened risk taking is number 5. So financial impulsivity. So 23% of hypomanic entrepreneurs risk business capital on unvetted ideas. Yeah, in the past, I have put down all my money on a new idea. And we've always made it. I've never gone bankrupt or anything like that. But I would have to make it through sheer force of will. And I would have to recover from these ideas that I thought were incredible. And most recently, I spent so much money during the pandemic on courses. And I was convinced that these courses were just going to change everything. And I'm thankful for them in a way, but I spent way too much money on it. And then the next one is irritability and impatience, snapping at team members over minor setbacks. I do not snap at people. I do not. I pride myself on that. I want people to feel better after having been around me, but the feelings are inside of me wanting to come out. And 54% of entrepreneurs report damaging professional relationships during irritable phases. And I attribute my discipline, I don't want to sound like all egotistical and big-headed, but really I'm just thankful because I do not like hurting people. None of us like hurting people. I attribute my discipline to my upbringing because I was raised where the women have to be submissive to the men, and we had to wear long dresses and hair in a bun, and we had to pretty much not do the things we wanted to do, and we had to do a lot of things that we didn't want to do, and it gave me a lot of discipline. I can be calm and controlled even when I don't want to be, like as I'm doing this YouTube video, and I want to just be excited. So here's the important part. Like here's the most important way to make sure that you make it through a hypomanic episode unscathed. And I'm not saying that I go in full hypomanic episodes. I've not been diagnosed, but everything's made up anyways. Diagnoses are made up. And I mean, made up and they're great and logical and appreciated so that we can have standards, etc. So I'm not saying I'm hypomanic. However, have the symptoms. And for me, I crash. And when I crash, I get vertigo. I get dizzy. I can't move. I throw up all over myself. I can't see. And that's the biggest reason I started researching this morning. Like, hey, what's going on with me? Because I don't want to crash. And I've crashed many times and ended up in the hospital. And it's these episodes that make me crash. And so here's what we do to prevent this. Number 1 is sleep protocol. Enforce 7 to 9 hours a night. Use blackout curtains, no screens, 1 hour before bedtime. And if insomnia strikes, practice this 4-7-8 breathing. So you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. And then number 2 is the most important one to me, decision delays. Implement a 48-hour rule, or maybe even longer, where you postpone major commitments until you've slept at least twice, or maybe 3 times, or maybe 4. And that will reduce some impulsive errors. And in my older, wiser years, I've gotten way better at not being so impulsive and not making ignorant decisions where I think that my ideas are just the best in the world and I'm going to go for them. I have a lot of self-awareness and I've worked so hard on myself over the years. And I've also felt like there's been something wrong with me for my whole life. And reading about the hypomania and identifying with it has been really helpful for me. And that's why I'm sharing. I hope it's helpful for you too. And I love this part of myself because it makes me a successful entrepreneur. I think this is a driving force behind my success. And there's a way to keep it in its beautiful container where it's the most useful and helpful and valuable. Activity caps, this is the one that I'm not doing well right now, and I need to do it today or else I'm going to have a problem. Activity caps, use time blocking, limit the work sprints to 4 hours a day with mandatory rest periods. And so for me, I think this is going to look like 4 hours and then a mandatory rest period, and then might, go another 4 hours, then maybe another 4 hours. But those mandatory rest periods, I need to go walk my dog, things like that. And one of the biggest things that happens with hypomania is there's a post-hypomanic depression. Hypomania, it depletes your neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, creating a crash effect. And entrepreneurs working 60 plus hours a week during the hypomanic phase face 3 times higher risk of severe depressive episodes lasting 3 to 6 months. I've seen friends go through something like this. And so that's the first thing, the neurochemical burnout. And then second is the guilt and the shame spiral. So overcommitting because we think we can rule the world and do anything during our hypomanic phase, like with unrealistic business expansions, impulsive spending, etc. I have clients, I think this is why they can't pay their bills, is because of this. I'm not a mental health professional, but from what I see, the correlations, and it leads to regret. And 54% of entrepreneurs report damaged relationships after hypomania, and it fuels that depressive self-criticism. And then the last one is the sleep debt consequences. So entrepreneurs averaging less than 5 hours of sleep face a 29% daily increase in depression risk. And chronic sleep loss disrupts that circadian rhythm and it worsens the mood instability. If you're a guy watching this, sorry, but I've been trying to figure myself out for a long time, and I thought it was hormonal changes, and I'm looking at the post-mania things that happen, and one of them are depressive episodes following the hypomania, and it can last 2 weeks to several months. And mine never lasts that long, which is why I thought it was my cycle. Probably a week or 2 weeks is probably pretty descriptive. And I have a lot of things that I do to get myself out. And so maybe it's not even this, but there are some very strong correlations between me feeling like I'm on top of the world, can do anything, and I'm going, and then me just feeling like I don't know anything. What's going on? Why did I do some of those things? Meaning, why did I take on that many things? And like I said, I've always delivered, but usually at the expense of myself. So when I'm in that really excited stage, I'm committing to all of these things, and then I have to follow through, and I do follow through, but it's at the expense of myself. So if you're really severe, it could be 6 months of depressive episodes. And the depressive episodes are sometimes because of the financial impulsive decisions, the financial risks that were taken. And so it's very real consequences that are happening that make you feel sad for a really good reason. And then also the rapid cycling. So if there's 4 or more mood episodes every year, then there's 40% longer depressive phases. So I definitely suggest getting help that's a lot more knowledgeable and professional than this video. But I made this video because I wanted to just be here for you if you felt this way. And I wanted to tell you how I'm dealing with it myself and how I'm making myself better. And I'm so thankful for journaling because I've been journaling for 4 years now. And that's when I noticed. So before, I just was on top of the world, going. And then I've been in the hospital twice because I overworked myself. And I got vertigo really bad, and I still get it if I work too much. And so journaling and noticing these cycles, at first I thought it was my hormones. I've shared videos about it. It could still be a little bit of that. And now I'm just realizing, no, after my day yesterday, and just going and being irritated if anything stopped me. Again, secretly irritated on the inside. I'm like, ooh, there's something deeper going on here. So I had a fully booked day today. I'm still going to show up for all of my meetings that were pre-scheduled, but I'm not going to show up for some group things that I didn't have to be in, even though I kind of want to be there, because I need to ground myself. I need to have the break. I know I'm making this video, which is really funny. I probably should be resting, but I thought it was important to make the video while I'm battling the mania so that you could witness me battling the mania. And I was just interviewing somebody and I don't know. I'm in a different zone right now. And so I'm just trying to be a little more chill, a little more laid back, think about things before I say them. And it's really, really hard because I just want to be a human dynamo right now and just go. It's the next day, and last night I had a very open conversation with my partner. I invited him to come into the business. He's my significant other as well. He was a corporate accountant for years, and when we started dating, I said I could really use you in my business and got him to quit his 6-figure job and join me in my business. And he came over last night, and I said, I realized something. I was asking Perplexity.ai kind of what's going on with me, and it said that I have the symptoms of hypomania. And he said, yeah, like I know. And I said, okay. I said, thanks for sticking this out with me, and thanks for just being there through the ride with me. And we talked about this week and what it has been like for him. And I guess whenever I get like this, he is just very patient, and he feels he feels like he's too slow because I guess I make him feel that way when I'm in that state. And this week we are working on something new together. And apparently I have been pressuring my partner to move fast, and I didn't even realize it. And he said, yeah, you just have been like, hey, do you want to work on this more tonight at 7 p.m.? And he's been game, but usually I'm trying to get my partner to have work-life balance because he comes from corporate, and I'm trying to get him to take time off so that we could go do cool things together. And I was like, oh, and I said, I didn't even realize that I was in a hurry. And he said, yeah, and there's not any reason to move this fast on this now. I was like, no, we don't. And I was just astounded. I pride myself on my logic and my strategy. And I was astounded that I was in a hurry for absolutely no reason this week. And it's just this mania of just like, let's go. And I'm wondering what else I've been pressuring my team with that is unnecessary. And the reason I'm including this in this video is because I would love, if you're still hanging on with me, you must recognize some of the symptoms in yourself. And I encourage you to just take a minute for self-awareness. And if you have somebody you can talk to who will really be your friend in it. And man, I just learned so much in the conversation last night. And I told him some things that I felt, and I have been trying to hire this person for a year, and my partner has been slow to do it because it's part of his role, etc. And I think it's because I've been wanting this for so long. Now that he finally agreed to it, I am just going fast for no reason. So I'm trying to be aware of that. And last night I got really great sleep. And this morning I woke up and I have a slight headache. I feel jet lagged, I guess. That's the feeling that I have. And it's coming off of this kind of extreme go, hypomanic state. However, when I sat down and I realized I wanted to make a continued video about this subject and have a coffee chat with you, I got this rush of thankfulness that I've figured this out. because I've been trying to figure it out. I've been trying to figure out why sometimes I feel like I'm on top of the world and I can do anything and I can make anything happen. And I go for things and I cause myself so much pain and suffering later. Like I've been wondering. And now I know. And now I can recognize it. And luckily, I mean, I get vertigo when I go too hard. And so the reason I was asking Perplexity.ai for help with this is I didn't want to get vertigo again because it's awful when I get it. And so I'm thankful that my body has come up with a mechanism to make me slow down. And I'm just thankful for the awareness. However, I've been practicing awareness for, I feel like, a lifetime. I've been trying to see where I'm weak and fix it. And I've been trying to improve myself and trying to notice my faults because I like to be better. I like to improve. And I like the quote that if you're not embarrassed of where you were last year, you're not growing. You're not growing enough. And making these videos for YouTube and online, I can go back in my past videos and just cringe at myself. And I love it because I'm changing. But I kind of thought I had all the big faults kind of dialed in and I have my routines and my habits to help myself with them. And nope, here's a new one. So if you are having any of these symptoms or issues, I think it's going to be a continued topic on this channel. I will probably record each time it happens to me and let you know what I'm doing to mitigate it. But the bottom line really is, I think if I didn't exercise and eat healthy and meditate, let's be real, I don't meditate that long. I sit there and I allow myself to stop anytime, but at least I take the time to sit there every day. And journaling and reflecting, if I didn't do those things, I feel like I would have just spiraled myself into a really big mess in my life. So I am so thankful for those habits and routines. And no matter who we are, we need them. Hope this was helpful to you. I'll catch you on the next video, the next step of this entrepreneur journey. We're in it together. We've got this. All right. Hope this video was helpful to you. Here's another one I think that you might like as well. And I have a personal growth channel on YouTube, and then I have an entrepreneur channel on YouTube, and then I'm sharing these videos as well on my LinkedIn because a lot of people aren't on YouTube, and I understand that, even though YouTube is such a magical place to be. All right. Hope you're doing well. I'm here. Let me know in the comments if any of this resonates. Like if it feels good to you. Maybe I'm coming down off my mania now. Starting to go a little bit slower. Maybe I'm starting to feel a little bit of the brain fog. Like maybe I'm coming down. We'll see. We'll see.